So then there's something, this came to me through one of a gentleman that Camara introduced me to. His name is Christoph, and he's had something called 3fold. But we were talking about Africa and how a lot of the little communities in Africa, they don't have power or much power, and they don't have much in the line of communications, right? But people say, well, yeah, I have a phone, and I can send a text to my mom who lives down the street, but they don't realize that that text goes to New York, goes through a Google network or some other thing, and then goes back to there, right? So they don't really have a localized network. So we thought, well, what if we set up each one of these to use some of the power that we're generating rather than using it to selling it back to the grid? Why don't we set up a little distribution node? So all of the data that you're seeing here that we're collecting are on those two little Macintosh minis there, right? We had people come in and say, well, why don't you use your power to generate Bitcoin or do something like that? And I go, yeah, we could do that. And there's a lot of different ways, but the idea of actually having a distributed network of nodes that are working together to decentralize the power is a really interesting thing, because if, say, one of these little villages gets hit, if they're hooked up to a grid or the grid goes down, it takes out the whole area. We saw that here when Texas got hit with a snowstorm. It brought down their whole grid, and they were in the cold for, I don't know what happened, it was just a freak snowstorm or something. Took down their grid. So the more we decentralize our food production, our power generation, all of those things, the more resilient we become. So there's that aspect of it.